Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing his word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Morticians and Coroners are issuing ID cards with your full name on it. Let me say it again. Morticians and coroners are issuing ID cards, okay? And your full name is on it. That's right, man. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine a mortician or a coroner issuing you an ID card with your full name on it? Yeah, that would really trip you out, right? But the reality of it is, morticians and coroners are indeed issuing ID cards. And the crazy thing about it, your full name is on that ID card. Okay? What we're going to deal with today, man, is something that everybody is going to deal with at some point in life. And that's death. You know, we are all born and we all die. Okay? And in the time that we are living today, death is really, really happening way more rapid than it needs to. I mean, according to the Bible, you can live up to 100 years old. And on the average, you know, if you live to at least 70 years old, that's considered a full life biblically. 80 years old is a double blessing. But you can live up to 100 years old. But if you can live at least to 70 years old, that's biblically, you biblically lived you lived what the Bible expected you to live, bare minimum. And that's 70 years. And believe it or not, this generation that we're living in today, people are dying as teenagers and young adults. I mean, a lot of people are not even seeing 25 years old, let alone 30 years old, let alone 40 years old, let alone not even 50 years old. I'm 46 years old, man, and I thank the Lord for allowing me to see 46 years so far. But a lot of individuals today are not going to see that. I mean, death is happening at a higher rate probably than it has ever happened, especially in a Judite Israelite community. And so what we want to speak about today is death. And the significance about death is that, like I told you at the beginning of the word, morticians and coroners are issuing IDs, and your full name is going to be on that thing, man. We're going to come out with one scripture, and it's really all we need to really much bring it home pertaining to what we're dealing with in this word. And that's Hebrews 9, verse 27. And it says, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment. You see that? We are all born, we all die. It says, as it is appointed unto men once to die, not twice, but once to die. But after this, the judgment. So whatever you did while you lived on this earth, from the time you was born all the way up until the time that you check up out of here, whatever you did and whatever you didn't do, you'll be judged. Okay? And one of the things about it is, at your time of death, okay, you're going to be issued a special ID card. And that ID card is none other than a toe tag. which is a piece of cardboard attached with a screen to the big toe, okay, of a deceased person in the morgue. And the significance of a toe tag, it is used for ID purposes. You see that? Morticians are able to identify you. Coroners are able to identify you. Law enforcement, for that matter. Medical examiners, for that matter. Yeah. So what am I saying, man? Morticians and coroners are issuing ID cards and your full name is on it. So what am I saying? If a mortician or a coroner issue you an ID card, that means you're dead already. That means you're dead. You see, most people understand identification cards as state IDs or driver's license or social security cards or even passports. All those identifications are pretty good. They're decent. They're legit. But ain't nothing like being issued an ID card from the mortician and the coroners. Ain't nothing like those ain't nothing like those identification cards, man. Yeah. See, the significance of those cards, those ID cards, they are considered special ID cards, all right? And you get those at the time that you are deceased. You see that? And the only thing that you're gonna see on that identification is gonna be your name, probably your full name, maybe your male or female, whatnot, your race, things of that nature is gonna be on that piece of cardboard attached to the string to the big toe. That's right. So like I say, man, what are we dealing with today? We're dealing with death, okay? And death is happening a lot faster than the norm. I mean, time is moving really fast. I mean, we're almost up out of here, man. And time is really, really moving fast. I mean, it was just June. Now we're in October, man. Before you know it, we're going to be in the spring again, the so-called spring, you see. So like I say, man, you know, in this life that we live, we are born once and we die once, man. And in between that time, whatever we do, we'll be judged for it. So knowing that, listen, man, you know, the little time that we have here on this place called Earth, why not invest that time trying to please the Lord, trying to right your wrongs, trying to do the things that the Lord will be merciful to you when it is your time to check out, man. You know, a lot of people rather party and bullshit and think life is going to be forever, but it ain't. You know, me and my bro, we have counsel all the time, man. And death is not something we look forward to, but we understand this is part of what we do. And so please understand, man, the identification card that you really want to look out for is the one that's being issued by morticians and coroners, because that's the real identification card that you really, really want to look out for. Because if you're fortunate, okay, and at some point you're going to get that ID card issued to you. And when you do, just know it don't mean you getting your license. It don't mean that you getting your passport. It don't mean it's your state identification. Nah, it means that your ass is out of there. Yeah, man. And that's the message of this word tonight, man. It ain't sweet out here, man. It ain't sweet. And what you see on the screen lets you know it ain't sweet, man. One day, this is going to be the ID card that's issued to you, and it's going to be found on your big toe, man. It's called a toe tag. You dig? Yeah. And it's only issued at the time of death. That's the special identification card that the morticians and coroners are issuing out with your full name on it, man. Yeah. So if you know, like I know, man, um, definitely try to live your life in the eyes of the Lord the best the way you can. Because if you living under the rules and serving Satan, you probably gonna get this ID card issued to you a lot faster than if you live for the Lord, man, who we know as Yahweh. You see? Um, just this week here in Milwaukee, man, it's been a whole bunch of murders that have taken place, deaths that have taken place. And you know the crazy part about it? All these people that have died thus far this week, none of them had a clue that the mortician and coroner would be issuing an ID card with their full name on it, man. Get your mind on it, man. Shalom.